Hello, welcome to the Education Center. My name is Alex. I am a regulatory affairs specialist at CCIC Chicago. I'm going to share with you some of the most important issues that US food companies are concerned about when entering the Chinese market. What are the important regulations that you should be aware of, and how can you overcome these possible difficulties? Many US food products exported to China are detained and investigated by the Chinese Customs Department each year. In fact, 70% of the mistakes can be avoided in advance. But if companies do a good job of the compliance review, I believe that many violations risks can be easily avoided. I will share some tips with you today, and I'm sure this information will be very helpful for your export business. So our topic of this session is what you need to know before exporting your food products to China. We get started and you don't want to miss it. All right, let's start by thinking about some important questions that may concern you. What are the requirements for US food companies to export their products to China? And what are the necessary preparations that manufacturers should make? What are the latest official Chinese regulations, and are they important to me? If you are a US agri-product company or a food company and you don't have an office or representative in China, how should you deal with your Chinese partners? Good questions, right? Okay, we'll explain how can CCIC help you to do a good job in legal compliance and why do you need us? The answers behind these questions are actually the challenges, the obstacles that we are likely to face. They are the regulation requirements that we have to focus on. Okay, let's start with step one. From January the 1st, 2022, all foreign food production, processing, and storage companies must comply with the new registration requirements of GACC, which stands for General Administration of Customs of China for food products exported to China. Currently, all foreign companies exporting food to China are required to complete one of the two procedural options. Food products are separated into two large categories known as risky food and other food. Risk food manufacturers must register with GACC through foreign authorities. Here we call it CA, which stands for Competent Authority. Other food manufacturers may apply for registration directly with GACC without using a third party. Okay, the new decree requires 18 specific types of the risky food to register with CA before exporting. Decree number 248 has more requirements for those 18 specific type of products. This will be explained in detail when we discuss the decree number 248 later. The first step we just talked about is to determine the category of your company's products. After that, you will need to know your registration type. So how do we determine if a manufacturer needs the recommended registration by the competent authority of your country? This question can be easily answered in one sentence. Overseas manufacturers of foods other than the 18 specific types shall apply for registration with GACC by themselves, and everything included in the 18 types needed to apply through a CA. In the United States, the CA refers to the FDA, so here we call it FDA directly. Enterprises registration requires a user account, and this user account can either be provided by the FDA or applied by the overseas manufacturers itself. The difference is that the account assigned by the FDA can use to register all food product categories, but if it is applied by manufacturers themselves, then these accounts can only be used to register food other than those 18 categories. The third step is to do a thorough compliance review. The main reference documents I recommend that you should focus on the Decree 248 and Decree 249 issued by GACC. You can find most of the information you need in these two official documents. Okay, let's look at Decree 248 now. All right, because of the limited time now, I think we cannot share each of the regulations with you in detail, but I would cite one or two of them to illustrate. For example, there is a place in Article 13 that diverts your attention, which is about the introduction of the assessment. The General Administration of Customs conducts evaluation and review of overseas manufacturers of imported food applying for registration through either paper, video, on-site inspection, and other forms of a combination of these ways. These are the 18 specific types that we mentioned earlier. So please check whether your product belongs here. If not, you can apply directly to the GACC registration. All right, 249. Decree 249 published administrative measures on import and export food safety. It conducts the concept of conformity assessment and clarify the content of the activities of conformity assessment of imported food. A conformity assessment of food imports includes evaluation and review of the food safety management system of a foreign country that export to China, registration of overseas production facilities, record filing and conformity guarantee, and by importers and exporters, quarantine and approval of entry animals and plants, examine the attached compliance certification documents examination, on-site inspection, supervision, and sampling tests, examination of the import and sales records, as well as a combination of these activities. Decree 249's requirements for food safety are throughout the entire process of food circulation. We can divide the industry chain into pre-import, during import, and post-import. Before importing, your documents will be reviewed because US is a developed country and the FDA has a very strict management to all kinds of food companies. So the Chinese customs also recognize the food safety management system of the United States. But some undeveloped countries will be reviewed by the Chinese customs relatively stricter. Therefore, American companies basically do not need to worry about the problems with your food-related documents. The focus of during import is accompanying certificate of conformity check documentary audit, on-site inspection, supervision, and sampling. After the goods enter the Chinese market, the State Administration of Market Supervision and other relevant departments may review your sales records. The fourth step is that the product should be labeled correctly. Under Decree 249, food labeling regulations were updated. These requirements will affect all imported fresh fruit and meat products, aquatic products, health food, and special food. Special dietary food. After the implementation of the new decree, all label must be updated and follow the new requirements. So, all right, attention here, please. All food products produced after January the 1st, 2022 need to mark the registration number approved by the CA on both inner and outer packaging of the product. The food produced before January the 1st, 2022 can keep the original labeling. Notable here are the specific requirements for labeling of dietary supplements must be printed in Chinese on the final sales packaging. There are many regulations on health food, and we will not explain in this session, but I would like to briefly talk about the filing status of American health food companies in China last year. Okay, so, okay, here we go. The number of filings from the United States accounts for about 33% of all import filings. This registered applicants are from 14 countries. This one, Medsan. I'm not sure my pronunciation is correct. Okay, we just call it Medsan Nutrition. It has 11 products. So the United States had the largest filing cases, and the United States is still the country of origin with largest efforts to enter the Chinese market. US manufacturers typically file multiple products at the same time with one operator or one manufacturer. Okay, organic. This part is briefly introduce China's organic food certification. I know there are many organic foods in the United States, but the organic food certification in the United States cannot be directly used as an official certification in China. You must apply for an organic certification in China separately. CCIC can help you to apply for this certification as we are one of the issuing agencies. All right, last part. As for the last part, I want to introduce our services for American food producers or manufacturers and American exporters. We can help you to do compliance audits and help you prepare various documents required by Chinese officials. This is the tracking and traceability service that we have been providing for years. We have our own global traceability platform, which is highly recognized internationally. If your products have traceability needs, we can help you in all aspects of the importing and exporting process. Okay, here are the advantages and also the reasons why you choose us. We have very good brand reputation, well-trained and professional team. That's very important. Okay, the content of our session ends here, and I hope this information will be helpful to you. Please see our contact information and feel free to contact us if you have any questions. Thank you for taking this course at the Education Center. See you next time. Bye-bye.